All in all, I'm super excited for season 10, and I just hope that they are not overselling and following it up by under-delivering. Hopefully, everything will come out relatively on time and work.
I'll be honest, we'd set high expectations here, and it no doubt feels like we've actually under-delivered in this space right now. Under-delivering.
Under-delivering.
Man, it dang old complicated, you know, man. It's like a dang old Rubik's Cube, man. You like talking about blue, red, man, then you get to one side and then you like mess it up the other side.
I want to talk about something that's going to be coming in December.
What? I want to talk about something that's going to be coming in December.
Stop it. Get some help.
In safer seas.
December 2023 has marked the release of Safer Seas in Sea of Thieves. Should you play this limited game mode? Well, this question has the community divided, so let's jump right into it. Safer Seas was designed to be a place safe from PvP where players could experience tall tales and a way to learn the mechanics of the game without being bothered by more experienced crews. Here are just some of the things that you cannot do in Safer Seas. Now, Safer Seas is like the biggest tutorial island I have ever seen in a video game. However, it doesn't really give you any tutorials about the game. Now, the community is completely divided. Why would you sail in the Safer Seas when Safer Seas takes away the most valuable thing about this game? It is a PvPvE game that allows an open world experience like no other. However, there are a few things in Safer Seas that does make it worth it. If you have someone who's very new to video games, a family member who's younger that would like to play Sea of Thieves with you, and you just don't want them around potentially toxic players, Safer Seas is a really great spot. Also, if you want to complete tall tales without having your boat sunk, then Safer Seas is a great spot for you. However, I feel like that is a poor gameplay mechanic that you can get sunk while doing tall tales. I don't even know why your boat would still be out there to be sunk when you're playing story mode. But here's why you shouldn't play Safer Seas. All of the golden reputation that you earned is cut down to 30%. So this means it'll take 3 times as long to get anything done in the game. A huge chunk of content is missing from the game as far as world events, treasure, commendations, and pretty much everything that you could learn by sailing by yourself in Safer Seas, you could learn from a YouTube video or just being in high seas. Are you tired of earning so much gold? Would you like to have limited access to world events? Would you like a safe space that doesn't allow you to grow to your full potential? Then Safer Seas is probably for you. I've heard time and time again from content creators that Safer Seas will be good for the game, and that's exactly what it will be. It'll be good for the game, but in return, it's going to be bad for the player. Aside from kids or people who don't normally play video games or folks who just want to do tall tales, Safer Seas will not be good for you. Having that threat of being faced with PvP is going to push you to become better. And all of you out there who say, I can't log in and play the game because I'm constantly getting targeted and from the moment that I log in, I'm getting sunk by cheaters. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You are lying to me. I've played hundreds of matches of Hourglass, and that's where most of the cheaters are. 9 times out of 10, you will not see cheaters in the adventure world unless they're stacking 4 to the damned. In my 1,000 hours that I've played Sea of Thieves, I've been targeted by cheaters 1 time as soon as I spawned in. Once. I'll never forget it. It was at Dagger Tooth Outpost. But Safer Seas does allow for a baby step in skill level. On the back end, I wish Rare would also do something for the more experienced players. I was playing Valheim a few months ago and I noticed there was a setting in the menu that allowed me to toggle friendly fire for myself. If every player on your crew could decide whether they wanted to be affected by friendly fire, this would allow for players to go to an outpost or a fort or somewhere out in the open water and practice sparring with their crew. I feel like this would create a safe space for you to learn how to fight other pirates. Now, this is not a new subject. This has been a post on Reddit and Sea of Thieves community boards for a long time. If Rare would add something like that to the game, that would actually be good for the majority of the players in the game and not for the players who want to have a safe pirating experience. Does that even make sense? With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy doing your tall tales. Let me know in the comments below if you'll be sailing Safer Seas. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know if there's something I missed. And down in the description below, you'll find a link to the frequently asked questions posted by Rare that will tell you everything you need to know about Safer Seas. If you like updates like this and you'd like to see more, don't forget to like, share, favorite, subscribe, ding that notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time. One player said, I can finally sail with my lights on and hard anchor at islands. Actually, that would be pretty nice to have your lights on while you're sailing. This guy says, Safer Seas is now live. Welcome to all new players wanting to learn the ropes. Welcome to the families who want to adventure together without the paranoia of sweats. That is true. I will be sailing the seas with my 7-year-old in Safer Seas so that he does not have to hear foul language. One player said, Safer Seas players, I'm curious as to what you're going to do at the level cap of 40. What's your plan for transitioning to high seas when you want to progress past that? I'm genuinely curious. Someone replied, their plan is to complain to Rare some more to increase the level cap. I can't see any way that I would spend that much time dragging treasure to each individual. Like, without the sovereigns, who's going to spend 3 times as long getting to level 40? Like, that's not what Safer Seas is for. There's no way. They intentionally put that mechanic in there to discourage you from trying to level up your emissaries. That's not what you should be using Safer Seas for. This guy replied, yeah, such a high demand, there's a wait. Let that actually sink in for a second. Full unrestricted PvE servers are going to be next. This is clearly going to be the most popular mode despite the restrictions. Most players don't like PvP at all. But why? The PvE in this game is pretty decent, but me personally, when I sail the seas and I don't run into anybody, I feel sad. Not every interaction that I have out on the high seas is bad. Not every interaction leads to a fight. A lot of the times I'll let my boat be a distraction while they sink it, and I'll tuck on their boat if they insist on fighting me. Just let the treasure go, man. It's not that big of a deal. Interacting with other players is what makes Sea of Thieves so good. And with that, you got to take the good with the bad. But if you really think about it, the bad is actually really good. Just last night, I was doing some Hourglass. While this guy boarded my boat and was trying to kill me, he was like screaming into the microphone. So I started screaming back, and we ended up just laughing together. You can't let it bother you, man. That's how you lose, is when you let other people affect you and your mood in a silly pirate game. This person says, Safer Seas, I want to understand what the issue is. There are toxic people who curse and scream and bucket water on you and laugh while you sink. There's those types of people in every game on every platform. Then there are the people who enjoy Sea of Thieves for what it is, an open world pirate game. We won't sink people for the sake of mayhem. We don't purposely hunt down little kids and people who are working on tall tales. We see sails on the horizon, we check out what they're doing and see if it's worth the payoff. How does a crew distinguish a ship that wants to be left alone from a ship that's enjoying the high seas? I don't care if you're doing a tall tale, you probably have chains on your boat that I need. And if I go over there to steal it, I'm stealing everything out of your boat. So I might as well sink you so your boat respawns with loot. Do I think people who are doing tall tales should be sunk? No. But let the problem be the problem. It's not up to me to fix a poor game mechanic. It should not have been an option for you to play story mode while being in PvP unless the story mode was specifically designed to be in PvP. If you're disappearing or swimming down to a cave or whatever and leaving your boat back on the server, like, why? I don't understand why it's my responsibility to make that part of the game playable because Rare didn't. So if I see you out on the seas and you're doing a tall tale, I'm going to take your shit.